Welcome back to the Clutch or Kick podcast. This is your host, Alonzo Romo. And what's going on, guys? This is our second episode. And this week, we're going over quite a bit of stuff. There's also a good amount of stuff that went on this week that is pretty important. You have the Rainbow Six update with a new operator that came out. The Elden Ring is getting some changes. Some of the speedrunners aren't too happy about those. Some new game announcements, stuff like that. But yeah, this episode probably won't be as long as last week's just because we're focusing more on stuff that's just only in the week span rather than last week where we're focusing on that week plus stuff before. But let's get right into it. So to start with news this week, I believe this was on Monday or so. Don't get me wrong. Is it on Monday or it happened on like Saturday after I posted, the day after I posted last week's episode? But so we have some Dead Space news. Dead Space is obviously one of the most well-known like shooters out there. Definitely aged a while now. But yeah, supposedly they put out a tweet. The developers, I forget what developer company it is, but they put out a tweet on I don't think it was that Saturday or whatever, and they said that Dead Space, the reboot, they're already looking towards a 2023 release, and they're saying an early 2023 release, so probably spring, somewhere along there. They also quoted, "We want to make sure that we're in a place where the game with the game that we're going to deliver is going to be delivering on the expectations of fans." He goes on to say, "That's what's most important. So right now, we'll say early next year. We have a date in mind. We want to make sure that everything converges for this." So obviously, them giving that window span, I think, is a great thing. Honestly, I think that's where a lot of developers and studios should go more nowadays than just giving a date. Because I notice a lot of people do the dates and they end up pushing back or pushing forward, depending. And I think if you just give a window, it allows fans to not just shit on the company if they don't deliver or whatever. I feel like that a window of early can mean like multiple months, obviously, in early. You know, we get the first, like 4 or 5 months. I think I consider that as an early year release. But along with that, I believe it was under that tweet, they also put some stuff that could be coming to the game. They introduced one of the things, the key thing actually of the whole thing that they said was they're introducing something called the Alive system. They made it ALIVE, but it's just called the Alive system. And it's supposed to be huge improvements to audio, adrenaline, realistic limbic system responses, and intelligent dialogue and vitals. So basically a more of a realistic gameplay version of Dead Space than what we're accustomed to, which I think would be a cool refresher or a cool take on the reboot. I myself played a little bit of I think there was 3 of them, right? I think there was 3 of them. I believe I played the third one or something, a little bit of it. I didn't play for that long because that shit was scary, and obviously I was young, so it was like fuck that. But yeah, they're well known to be a very good game franchise. So I don't want to put a lot of hype into it because I feel like a lot of stuff these days is hyped a lot and then it just goes to shit. The way that Cyberpunk 2077 was, where people were hyping it up. It was just so much hype in one sitting and it just kind of flopped. So it's like, oh, let's just shit on the developers and stuff. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully we'll get maybe some more updates in a few months. But yeah, I think that's a pretty exciting announcement for a lot of the Dead Space fans and the community. It's been a while, obviously, since we've had a game in that series. So I think it should be a good addition. But moving on, we have some stuff with the Steam Deck. Obviously, you guys know, if you guys stayed up to date on the, I guess, quote unquote consoles, or with just in Steam in general, they did just release the Steam Deck not too long ago, which is basically just a better Nintendo Switch. And from an article from the PC Gamer, there's been some stuff that's been happening update wise to it recently. This week it was announced that the deck now includes the availability to use Windows OS. I believe before they were using Linux. So definitely, I mean, who wouldn't want Windows on their Steam Deck or on anything? Honestly, Linux is really just disgusting. But yeah, now it uses Windows OS, and then also they've now made available GPU, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth drivers, so it makes it a little more compatible with those kinds of things. And obviously, GPU that's in it is going to obviously need updates with games that it's going to be compatible with. But the only thing that they didn't make available was the audio drivers, which is kind of odd considering how do you have GPU, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth drivers you make available to the consumer, but you don't make audio drivers available? I don't know. That seems a little bit kind of odd to me, but I mean, hopefully that'll be soon then. But yeah. Oh, and then another thing, basically, they're just kind of doubled down on that it's going to be easy to access Windows, basically like how you would if you build a new computer or whatever. Plug in a USB, or now since obviously the Steam Deck does have a micro SD, you can also use a micro SD chip. So that also is a big disclaimer for how you can access it, and obviously from the boot menu, which obviously I don't have a Steam Deck, so I don't know how it would work from the boot menu if it's like the way like a motherboard boot menu is. I doubt it, but I mean, it's probably similar to that in ways. So yeah, that's pretty much the updates on the Steam Deck. There's some stuff going on with some more stuff going on with the Steam Deck with the compatibility issues. This has been a problem pretty much since the launch, or maybe a little bit of the announcement of the Steam Deck in general. And it's been facing a little bit of backlash with the limit of games that have been able to be played on the Steam Deck. And another article from the PC Gamer said that basically most of the titles listed right here, they're due to anti-cheat is why they're not being able to be compatible, which, I mean, it's kind of an obvious. You got Halo Infinite, Master Chief Collection, Gears of War 5, Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't even know why that's an option to even put that on there, to be honest. Yeah, those are just some of the games that won't be supported with anti-cheat or basically due to anti-cheat, they lack anti-cheat, which we know Halo and Master Chief Collection has a ton of hackers, especially Halo Infinite. Gears of War 5, I don't know. I don't really heard or anything about a lot of hacker problems. Microsoft Flight Simulator, that's kind of weird. I don't understand why you would even want to play that on Steam Deck. It just seems, I don't know. I feel like there's not enough controls for that. But yeah, and then also Destiny 2 isn't going to have support, which is kind of, I don't know why they wouldn't do that. Why would you not make Destiny 2? I feel like Destiny 2 is kind of like not putting Call of Duty on the Steam Deck. Or it's just, it's a basic shooter. It's not like anything special, I guess. I don't know. That seems odd to me. And then I guess supposedly, I think this might have been a Destiny 2 studio problem that they didn't want it on the Steam Deck, which is kind of weird. And they also said that Bungie, I believe, said this, that they're going to ban anyone basically who attempts to bypass the incompatibility of the game, which, I mean, I guess they're doubling down on anyone that's going to be doing all this stuff. It's kind of, which I don't even know how you would get past that, but I don't know. I digress. There's a lot of people out there that do some real weird shit. Moving on, we got some GTA 6 news. Surprisingly, well, I guess it's not really news, more leaks, more rumored stuff, but these are coming from a pretty good source of a leaker. So I don't know, could be wrong, could be right. We can always take these things with a grain of salt. From a Game Rant article, there's been supposedly leakers that are saying there's going to be 2 protagonists, one male, one female, which has been said in the past that there is going to be a female in the game, which it kind of makes sense to have a little bit of turn of events, but to have at least one female protagonist. That's pretty cool. But they also said that it's gonna have an evolving map, like the way that Fortnite is. Where when they change seasons, they change parts of the map. Or I mean, like this past season where they literally flipped the whole map upside down. Um, yeah, it's gonna have an evolving map, which I don't know how the fuck that's gonna work. Is it gonna be like, I don't know, part of the map goes extinct and you can't go there anymore? I don't know how that's gonna work. And then they keep saying that Vice City is gonna be a strong possibility, which from the way that I see it, I kind of feel like it could be a strong possibility. I think it'd be a great way to reel back some of the older players from back then in a Vice City, and I think it opens up a new dialogue to take it back there, because you can move on to I guess, extend on that story in Vice City a little bit. Um, but yeah, I don't know. And then the leakers also said that they're going to get a game reveal by the end of this year. By the end of this year, I don't know about the end of this year. Maybe. And they also said that the release could be the end of 2024. Like I said last podcast, I do believe it will come out within 2 to 3 years. Will we get a whole reveal this year? I doubt it. I want to say maybe we'll get some snippets, teasers, stuff like that. But I don't know about a whole reveal. I feel like that's a little bit much for Rockstar. Rockstar, I know, likes to keep their stuff on the down low for the most part. So I don't think we'll see a reveal, but I definitely think we'll see some maybe snapshots or stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it on GTA 6. I mean, we can get excited for the stuff coming out of these leakers leaking stuff, but at the same time, you got to take it with a grain of salt. I don't want to be excited for it yet until I hear it directly from Rockstar. So, and I think you guys should too. I think that's the best way to go about it, because I don't really hype myself over games anymore, because I mean, I used to do all the time with Call of Duty, and now Call of Duty has honestly been a letdown the past couple of years, so I don't even bother anymore. I just wait for the game to come out, try it, and if it's not how I like it, or if I don't think they did a good job, then I know that I didn't really let myself down on the hype or whatever. I just figure it out on my own and figure it out once it comes out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for GTA 6. The Streamer Awards were this week. Pretty exciting. They were put together by both Twitch streamers Cutie Cinderella, which is Ludwig's girlfriend, and Maya Higa. I watched it the whole way through. It was pretty good. It was a pretty fun watch, especially seeing just all the streamers come together, or at least like a good core of the popular ones come together. And I saw it peaked at 380,000 viewers. That's really sickening. That's actually sick. Like that's I think that's really cool, because you get a cool feedback from the community as well, of people who are actually interested in seeing it and stuff. But it was a great event. This was like a month ago. People vote. I think it was 27 categories, I believe. And I have we can go over obviously the winners and stuff. So they had starting out, we have the best battle royale streamer. Nominees were Asu, Nick Merckx, Imperial How, Lulu Lovely. Honestly, I kind of felt like he was going to go towards either Asu or Lulu. I love watching both of them play Apex. They're probably my favorite Apex streamers, to be honest. They're really fun to watch. And Asu ended up coming out on top and won that. We have best MMORPG streamer. Nominees were It's Will, Rich Campbell, S-Fan, and Asmongold. Asmongold took the gold on that one. We had the best roleplay streamer, Critical Role, Rafflegator, Murder Crumpet, and Seer. Seer ended up taking that, which I believe they did that based of like in-game stuff like Rust and like VR chat, stuff like that. So Seer took it for his Rust when the Rust era was active. Then we have best FPS streamer. We had Shroud, Super TF, Tarek, and Tens. I honestly thought this was going to go between Shroud and Tens, but Tarek ended up winning. Tarek's pretty good. He's pretty good at Valorant, but I just felt like Shroud and Tens, I think, had a little more of an edge. So that kind of surprised me a little bit. We have best Super Smash streamer. Nominees Hungrybox, Mango, Leffen, and IBDW. I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know any of these guys. I don't really watch Super Smash that often. But Mango won for those who watch him. Best chess streamer, we have Hikaru, Botez Live, which is the two sisters, Andrea and Alexandria, Gotham Chess, and Akonminsko. I don't know how to pronounce it. Hopefully, I'm not butchering it. But the Botez sisters ended up taking that. Um, Best strategy game streamer, we have Northern Lion, Disguised Toast, and Scara and Boxbox. Disguised Toast ended up taking that. Which I get. That kind of, I guess, was kind of a no-brainer just because he's freaking. What's that game called? The card game, freaking Hearthstone. He's a Hearthstone god, so that's kind of what originated. So I guess that kind of makes sense. Then we have best speedrunner, Simply, Small Ant, Atrioc, and Virtual. Small Ant ended up taking that award. Then we have the best ASMR streamer, Amaranth, Foxenkin, Katrine, Skeptical Pickle. Amaranth ended up taking that. Not a big shocker there. Best VTuber streamer, Vebe, Iron Mouse, Neanners, and Code Miko. This kind of surprised me. Code Miko ended up taking that. I honestly thought it would have been probably Vebe or Iron Mouse, since I think they're like more of the popular thing. And plus, I think Vebe's dating freaking Soda Poppin'. Best music streamer, we have for nominees Area Thome. I hope that's right. Seth Drums, T-Pain, Lily Pichu. I mean, come on. I think anyone watching would have thought that T-Pain was going to take it, but Lily Pichu ends up taking it. It's kind of odd considering how T-Pain literally was in the music industry. So then we have best IRL streamer. Hatchaby, Rob CD, Jake and Bake, and Ginny. To be honest, I thought Jake and Bake should take this, but Hatchaby ended up taking it. I just think Jake and Bake's a lot better of a content creator, and I don't know. I think he handles more of the IRL stuff a little better than Hatchaby does. But yeah, we have best League of Legends streamer. Tyler One, Emaru, Double Lift, and Lily Pichu. Tyler One ended up taking it. No big surprise there. Best Minecraft streamer, Tommy Innit, Forzen, Rambo Live, Tubbo. Tommy Innit ended up taking that. I feel like that was probably going to be between Tommy Innit and Tubbo. So I guess that kind of makes sense. Tommy Innit did. Best Valorant streamer, we have It's Timmy, which doesn't even make sense. Puns, Pokemon, and Quarter Jade. It's Timmy took it, which is kind of weird considering he's an Apex streamer. The best GTA RP streamer, XQC, Buddha, Saikuno, and Fusli. Buddha took it. I think that was well deserved. He's the best one out of all those. He's just an amazing, I think, RP streamer. Best philanthropic, I'm probably butchering this, streamer. Basically, people who have done charity streams and given back to the community, stuff like that. So nominees are Jacksepticeye, Healthy Gamer, GG, Dr. Lupo, and Rambo Live. Jacksepticeye ended up taking that, which I never really saw Jacksepticeye do any charity stuff or hear about it, but I did hear about Dr. Lupo and obviously Healthy Gamer, Dr. K, who does like the psychology stuff on Twitch and talks to like streamers and stuff about their problems. But now I know Dr. Lupo does a lot of St. Jude stuff. But yeah, if Jacksepticeye did stuff, good for him. I never really heard about anything, but yeah. Stream game of the year, we had GTA 5, Valorant, Minecraft, and Apex Legends. Minecraft somehow took it. I would have thought it would have been GTA with maybe Valorant slow behind, but I guess Minecraft took it. Best variety streamer, we have Moist Critical, Ludwig, Valkyrie, and Disguised Toast. Moist Critical took that award. I'm surprised Valkyrie didn't get it, to be honest. Best chatting streamer, or best like just chatting category on Twitch. We have Mizkif, Hassan, and Pay Money Wubby. Oh, and Bruce Rope Me Off. Rope Moff. I have no idea how to pronounce this guy's name. I honestly thought it was gonna be Hassan, but it's probably because he's political. So Mizkif ended up taking that award. And we have best streamed event. We have the Balloon World Cup from Abai, which is, I believe, a streamer in Spain. We have the Germa Dollhouse by Germa985. We have The Price is Scuffed by Pay Money Wubby and Shitcon by NMP Lol. I thought it could have been Shitcon, but then when I saw Germa do his Dollhouse thing, I figured he'd probably take it, and he Germa ended up taking that award, the best streamed event. It was a pretty good event. That I think it was funny, and it was just jam packed with stuff. So I'm kind of happy he won. Then what else do we have? Oh, we have the best content organization. Nominees: 100 Thieves, OTK, Offline TV, Energy. I honestly thought this was a joke. Maybe it was. It could have been a joke since it's more of an in-house award show, and I feel like some of the stuff like was kind of picked for a reason, or certain people were picked for a reason. But OTK ended up taking it, which makes no sense. I think people just voted, like the people who watch OTK people. I feel like they just voted to vote for OTK. But I mean, come on. The other three, 100 Thieves and Energy should have blew the other two out of the water. But I don't know how OTK wins. Rising Star War. I thought this was a pretty cool award. I never heard of these guys, so I have to give some a watch. Nominees, we have Stans, Frogan, I believe, or Froggen, Zoil, and Purple Cleef. Stans took that one. Then we have the category League of Their Own. We have Germa985, Kid Boga. Kid Boga's pretty funny. The Sushi Dragon and Ibai. Germa ended up taking that. That was pretty good. Then we have one of the biggest ones, Legacy Award. Nominees were Summit 1G, Pokimane, Soda Poppin', and Scara. This award I thought should have went to Soda. But in the end, it actually ended up going to Pokimane. It kind of makes sense, but I don't know. I feel like Soda, even Summit, had a little bit more of a pull, I think, on Twitch than Pokimane did. But that's just my opinion. She obviously got her reasons for winning. But yeah, we're almost done here with categories. We have Gamer of the Year. Nominees are Shroud, Timmy, or It's Timmy, Asu, and Tens. Honestly, would have thought this was going to go between Shroud and Tens, and actually Shroud did take it. This is honestly a tough one, though, because all these guys are pretty damn good at games, especially FPS. So I feel like that was kind of a hard category to win. But yeah, and then the big one, the last category to end it off, we had Streamer of the Year. This kind of pissed me off, but we have Ludwig, Mizkif, XQC, and Saikuno. I thought XQC should have won, but Ludwig ended up winning somehow. And even in his speech when he went up, he said he had one good month. That's why he's staying there. Kind of makes sense. I mean, it makes sense why he would be up there because of that month. But yeah, I just think XQC should have got it. Even if Saikuno would have got it, I feel like I would have been happy to, because I like Saikuno. Saikuno's cool. His community is really nice and stuff. But yeah, there you guys have it. The streamer awards. Those are all the nominees and the winners. And yeah, it was a pretty cool event. I liked it. I watched the whole thing through. Some of the jokes were kind of Pepe Pains, freaking cringe, but I don't know. I think it was pretty funny. Some of the interactions, especially talking to some of the streamers out in the audience and stuff. And yeah, it was a really good event. I enjoyed it a lot, and I hope they do it again next year. That was a really fun thing. Moving on, we have a little bit of news from the Division studio. The former Division studio head leaves the studio basically for good now, because I believe he left before, took a little break, and he came back, and now he's basically gone forever. He was obviously one of the ones that I announced like last week about some of the big Star Wars projects. So obviously he was a part of the Ubisoft project that they're working on for Star Wars. And then it was blatantly said that him leaving was totally unrelated to all the sexual harassment allegations that Ubisoft was getting from more of the higher ups. So, I mean, that's kind of a relief. But it does kind of suck though, because you kind of want to see where's the Star Wars project going to go then, because obviously they're not going to make more Division games, or at least I doubt it. I don't think they would. And so obviously the Star Wars project, I mean, they got to get that hit that out of the park. So we'll see what the future of that holds. Um, he did actually have a quote that he when he tweeted out about him leaving. He said he felt overwhelmingly sense of completion while he was there, and then he also goes on to say he felt like he achieved everything, um, because that studio he was within Ubisoft, massive. He felt like it was them growing and being now a huge part of Ubisoft is kind of why he felt like leaving, because he felt like he did his job, to grow the company. And I guess in his eyes, he was more fit for like a smaller management team, a smaller, like Among Us type freaking studio, which makes sense. I mean, some people just like working in smaller environments because it's less people you have to control, and I feel like you get to know people more in your own thing and stuff. And that good for him if that's where he decided, I'll just go wherever to go wherever. And if I end up someplace, then that'll be great. If not, then it is what it is. So yeah, there's that. So we'll see where the future of that Star Wars project ends up then, since obviously that was one of the things he was working on. A little bit of a leak now coming up. The Xbox console. Supposedly there could be a new Xbox console leaked. We don't know for sure. There's been some code that's been leaked that says the words Xbox Keystone, which I think we've seen before. I believe that's when the Series X and S got leaked. I believe that's what their code name was as well, which I find kind of interesting. A lot of people believing that it won't replace the new Xbox consoles, and that it's going to be probably more of a revamp, the way that like PlayStation did with their PS4 Pro and PS4 Slim, stuff like that, which makes sense. I feel like that'd be a better thing to do, since obviously they're not, there's still restocks trying to work on for the Xbox X and S. So yeah, there goes that. That's a little bit of a thing, a little bit of a story developing. I guess some new NVIDIA GPUs that could possibly be coming out. It was confirmed though, I believe, after there was rumors of a 3090 Ti. I believe there was a confirmation of a 3090 Ti supposedly coming out at the end of this month. We'll talk about a little bit after I go through some of this other stuff that there's some new cards coming out. The 4000 cards, which obviously we're in the 3000 right now, will most likely be really powerful in ray tracing, which makes sense. I don't know why you focus on ray tracing, but teach their own, I guess. Most likely will be in September for release for those 4000 cards. And then yeah, along with that and the 3090 Ti, honestly, I don't think NVIDIA cares, and they haven't cared for a while. There's been such a problem with the restocks with the whole 30 or the whole 3000 freaking series cards. I don't know why they continue just to release stuff. I feel like you should just fix it now. Like the way that consoles and stuff are having trouble, and they're at least trying to attempt to restock for everyone. And with NVIDIA, I feel like they're just not even trying. They just don't give a fuck. They just want more money. Which I understand their business. They need to make money. But come on. You're going to make more money if you just restock the stuff you have now. So why not just focus on it? But, I mean, what are you going to do? One little voice isn't going to change for the whole crowd to change their opinion. So you can't really. It is what it is. So yeah, there's those to look forward to. So expect to empty out your wallets in September. That's all I gotta say. For Honor now is getting crossplay after 5 years. 5 years after launch. It's been 5 years. I think almost 6 in the coming months or so of it launching. They're finally adding crossplay. It began as of Thursday of recording this, which would be yesterday. that they're beginning it. There's going to be two phases. Phase one is going to be matchmaking with other players on other platforms. So all platforms are going to be able to play together: PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. So that's going to be the first phase. But phase two is going to be where you can actually group up with friends from other platforms. I don't know why they wouldn't just do all of it together. I feel like that'd be a lot easier. And I feel like no one's still going to play because phase one is just useless if you have friends. So it's like, eh. But I mean, I guess that's a good thing for For Honor. I just feel like it's kind of a dead game, to be honest. No one really plays it. You don't really hear anything about it. But yeah. GTA 5, the enhanced version came out this week, and I got to get my hands on it. And here's just some stuff about it coming out. We have about 4 new cars. Who's it 4? Or is it 5? I think it's 5. Yeah, it's 5. 5 cars, because there's also a weaponized car they came out with. So you have the Fister Astron Custom, which looks kind of like a hatchback, like SUV crossover. That's going to roll you around 1.7 million. We have the Coil Cyclone 2, the part 2 of the freaking sick little electric vehicle. That's going to run you around 2.2 million. We have the Karen S95, which is actually the free car, like I mentioned last podcast episode about them hopefully having a reward for you doing the upgrade. This is your reward. It's a Karen S95. That's what they're calling it. It's a free car for the upgrade. It looks like basically your typical racer car. It's what is it? Those little Scions you see everywhere that everyone freaking customizes now. It used to be Honda Civics. Now it's like the little Scion cars. It looks like that. It looks like it's kind of modeled after that. It not being free, I believe, is 1.9 mil. I believe. It's a pretty good car, low-key. It's not that bad. Handling's a little wonk, but yeah. Next, they have the Impante Arbiter GT, which kind of looks like an updated version of the Dukes. That's going to run you 1.5 mil, almost 1.6. And then a weaponized vehicle they came out with is a weaponized Ignis. So the Ignis supercar from Legendary Motorsports now has a weaponized version, which I think they just added machine guns on the sides. I think that's the addition. That's going to run you 3.2 mil. That's kind of disgusting. And then just to explain a little bit about my experience, it was pretty good. They did change the UI when you launched up the game. I thought that was really sweet, and it looked like really clean. I really actually enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed how it, I don't know how it came out. It actually looked really cool. But yeah, there's now How, which is from, he's a street racer from the story. He has special vehicles and cars you can upgrade at LS Car Meet, like the way that you could with Benny's. That was pretty cool. Some graphical stuff. There's a little bit of slight motion blur on the bottom when you're driving. Kind of like the way it's similar to Need for Speed is. I'm not a big motion blur guy. I always turn that shit off. But that it looked really good. It actually looked really clean. I don't know. It looked really good. Loading times are pretty good. They are really good, actually. Pretty damn good. The driving around and running, you can't really tell the difference, but when you're driving is a heck of a lot difference in terms of smoothness of the frames. Oh my God. It's like night and day from before and after. It's pretty damn good. Haptic feedback on the PS controller. Usually haptic feedback I always turn off. Just 'cause, it's a cool feature, but sometimes it bothers me in games. But this one, I'm actually going to keep on. It's not too demanding or not annoying at all. It's either just right. For how it handles on the controller, and it's really accurate as well. So I applaud them on that. But yeah, it's a pretty good. It's a really good enhanced upgrade. This is obviously just going to be a placeholder until we get GTA 6. But I don't know. This is a little cool, I guess, update and stuff that they did, and I'm kind of glad they did it, just to cater to the people who have the newer systems. But the only, I think, drawback is if you have friends on PS4, I don't think you can play with them. I think it's a separate server for just PS5 and Xbox people. Oh, and they didn't even add crossplay either. So, I didn't really expect them to, but yeah, there's that. Um, Moving on, we have the Rainbow Six update. Honestly, this is probably one of the best updates they've come out with. Besides maybe the operator is a little overpowered. We have the new Defender, Azami. Her loadout consists of her primary gun, or one of her primary guns. It's the 9X 19 SVN, which is Capcan and Tachanka's primary gun, like the little submachine gun. And then her other primary is the ACS-12, which is Alibi Maestro's shotgun, the one that shoots the fuck's the word? Not buckshot, the like actual shells. Her secondary is a Deagle, and her gadgets consist of the impact grenade or barbed wire. And then her build, her health is 2 and her speed is 2. So balanced build. It's pretty good. Her ability is disgusting though. Her ability, they're throwing knives, but when they hit like surface or walls, it expands into like material and it solidifies. So you can like fill up holes that have been blown up or whatever. I've seen a lot of videos from the test server where people are literally just throwing them on the ground and climbing on it to get to like high places. I don't know if you can do that in the final build, like the live build, but it looked pretty damn broken. Oh, and they're also bulletproof, which kind of stacks on. So she'll probably be kind of annoying to be on, especially to like thermite and all the hard breachers and stuff like that. Some more additions they added. We have the deathmatch playlist. So we have team deathmatch now coming to Rainbow. I think that's pretty cool. It's basically a better warm up than the terrorist mode. Basically, that's what they were aiming for. Then it gives you a little more of a casual gameplay. Some of the rules are highlighted. It's 5-minute match or until a team reaches 75 eliminations. You can't go outdoors. Well, you can, but you get auto eliminated if you're out there for longer than 10 seconds. You can change ops during the match. Respawn obviously is enabled. In-game chat is disabled, which I guess they don't want toxicity anymore. I don't know. Join in progress is enabled, and if you abandon, you won't get fucked over. Some of the gameplay parts of it, you can pick an attacker or a defender, regardless of whichever team you're on. There's multiple people can pick the same op, so you can literally have a whole team full of Ella, which I don't know why you'd want that. All the unique abilities from every op is disabled, unless you're Glaz with this flip sight. And then also all shields are disabled, which include shield ops as well, which I think is a relief. Both teams have same gadgets, frag, stun, impact, and then obviously reinforcements, observation tools such as drones, and then also repels are unavailable. The map pool right now we're looking at is theme park, villa, and favela. Only 3 maps. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like there should be a little more, especially if you're using it to warm up. But I mean, I guess you don't really need multiple maps to warm up. It's just you're focusing on hitting your shots. Some new stuff coming to just the regular gameplay itself. We have the attacker repick. So the new rule now is that attackers have the ability to change their op and their loadout during the prep phase, aka the drone phase. And this aims to bring more droning among players, basically, and also allow you to adjust strats if you need to, based off of defender setups or picks. Basically, you're kind of getting more like a little bit more like the way that Pro League is, except Pro League you can change before the round starts. Can this be a little broken? Maybe. I feel like it should be limited to only 1 or 2 swaps, because if everyone can do it, then it's like, I don't know. Then defender team's kind of fucked, unless the defender team is just nice. It's going to be available in all playlists, so that's going to be something to see. Now we have universal weapon sights as well, so primary and secondaries are given access to all non-magnifying sights, with the exception of the SP27 custom reflex. I don't remember off the top of my head which reflex that is. I could be wrong. I'm not sure if that's the Mozzie one or not. But don't quote me. I forget which one that is. And then any weapons with access to the 2.5 scope now have access to both the variants of that scope. And also the site section has been updated when you're picking a site. So you have magnifying category with the 1.5, the 2.0, the 2.5x, and then you have, and the 3.0x, basically the sniper scope. And then you have the non-magnifying category with the red dot reflex holographic. So pretty self-explanatory. And then obviously we have the big rework with Goyo, his Vulcan caster rework. Now it's little casters that you can attach to walls and floors. You cannot put them on shields anymore, which I feel like is kind of a relief, but I feel like the deployable shield thing was a little bit of a creative thing. The explosive damage is reduced, but the flames burn way longer than they did before. So basically, the cost of longevity or the cost of damage for longevity, I think that's a pretty good balance. Next thing we have is player protection. So now anyone who plays ranked, you're going to be required to link your phone to your Ubisoft account for you basically able to play ranked. It's pretty smart for cheaters wise. I think that's a way to double down on them. Basically, if you're cheating, we have your numbers, so you're screwed either way. I think that's a really good way to balance that. Match replay is now available on consoles. And then we have the R6 Fix incentive program. That's a fucking mouthful. Basically, if you report bugs as a player, you can get rewarded for it one time per season. So if it's a cosmetic bug, you get 3 alpha packs, 1 rare, 1 epic, 1 legendary, guaranteed. If it's a playable bug, 6, 2 rare, 2 epic, 2 legendary. Hardly playable, you get 9, 3 rare, 3 epic, 3 legendary. And then critical, which is game breaking basically, 12 alpha packs, 4 rare, 4 epic, 4 legendary. So that's a cool thing they're offering to the community. Obviously, here we go with your yearly operator price increase as well. Mozzie Gridlock dropped to 10k renowned or 240 R6 creds. We have Orcs and Iana down to 15k or 360 creds. And then Flores down to 20k or 480 creds if you're looking for new ops to main or just to add to the collection. New season weapon skin, blue. It's like a blue and orange looking like stealthy thing. Honestly, looks ugly. You guys can look into it if you go on their website, but it honestly looks ugly to me. I don't think it's a seasonal weapon skin worthy. And we have operator balancing, some stuff to key there. We have cameras now lose signal outside. So like the black eye or from Valk or Master's Evil Eye or any bulletproof cams, they lose signal after 10 seconds. Basically, to make them not lose signal, you have to pick them up and redeploy again, which no one's going to do that. Valkyrie and Zero, Valk's Black Eye and Zero's Argus, the little thing he shoots, the cam. They can be accessed in midair, but the feed won't even show until they're attached to surface, which I feel like that's pointless for the midair thing. Then we have Echo and Mozzie. Both the drones can now go outside for a longer time, 10 seconds to be exact, to match times with all the other cams that you can put outside. Malusi's now, they open quicker, so you can basically get rid of them faster. Kali, her movement no longer penalized when she's equipped with her marksman. Thunderbird, her healing stations, now they only heal players below 100. They don't overheal people, which is good. And then just touch on some tweaks and stuff. Obviously, we have this year 7 premium pass coming. You get all 4 of the new ops, special headgears, uniforms, access to all the battle passes in the new year, an exotic skin for the MPX, Valkyrie and Ash bundles, 30% bonus battle points. And yeah, that's honestly pretty much it. The only other little thing to touch on would probably be the elite skin customization, where you can choose between different elite skins, like to mix and match. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'd say it's a pretty good update. I definitely like the team deathmatch thing, and the new op does seem a little meta changing in how it's going to be for defending a site or even attacking a site, to be honest. So we'll see how that goes in the next coming weeks, and how people are going to think about it, and we'll get back to you guys on see if anyone had any thoughts. Hopefully. Moving on, Elden Ring has gained some updates, or did get some updates. A lot of people who speedrun say that these updates are kind of making speedrunning impossible, pretty much. Um, I'll just run through a few of there wasn't that much, but I don't know. Obviously, I don't know how these affect because I don't speedrun or anything, and honestly, I haven't even played the game yet. But some additions: they added a function to record icon of an NPC on a map. They add Jar Bame. I don't know if that's how you freaking pronounce his name, or Baron. NPC added new quest phases for following the following NPCs: Dialos, Nefali Lu, Kenneth Height, and Gatekeeper Gostic. Added summable NPCs in multiple situations. Increased number of patterns of object players can imitate with using Mimic's Veil. Added night background music for some open field areas. And some balance changes. Increased drop rate of smithing stone for some enemies. Shield effectiveness is better. Damage for any offensive cracked pot items. Increased HP healing for Torrent when you're using Raw Raisin, Sweet Raisin, Frozen Raisin. I don't know what the fuck any of these are. Reduced FP. I don't know what FP is either. So if anyone can freaking tell me about that. Consumption and increased damage of following sorceries: Glintstone, Comet Shard, Comet, Night Comet. Increased damage of following sorceries: Gravity Well, Collapsing Stars, Crystal Barrage. Decreased FP consumption of Star Shower, Rock Blaster, Gavel of Heim. It sounds like Mario Kart stuff. What the hell is this? We have raised projectile speed and range of Great Glintstone Shard. This decreased Ash of War, bloody slashes, self-inflict damage while slightly lowering damage and increasing cast time. So for all you casters out there, that'll affect you. It decreased weapon skills, Sword of Night, and flame damage. Changed FP consumption and lower duration of Ash of War. And last but not least, decreased damage of spirit summoned when using item Mimic Tear Ash. Change spirit's behavior pattern. Yeah, like I said, a lot of the speedrunners are saying it's ruining their times. As of recent, I believe the fastest time right now is 30 minutes, around 30 minutes or so. Obviously, that's pretty fast. I don't know how any of these change. I guess some abilities and stuff that probably speedrunners are using are nerfed. That's my guess of what the problem is. It seems like what the problem is. But yeah, we'll see how this affects speedrunners in the next coming weeks. If people are gonna still be able to get the same times, or how this is gonna affect. But yeah, if you guys really think I should play this game, which I kind of lean towards I want to, even though I know nothing about Soulsborne games. If you're watching this on YouTube, please, or listening to this on YouTube, please leave a comment down below, or hell, leave me a review on the podcast on all the podcast platforms, just so I know if I should or not. But yeah, moving on, just a little bit news to end off. Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 2. There's a leak that supposedly a Doctor Strange skin is coming. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. I'm definitely would cop that. Some news from Sniper Elite 5. They're aiming for a May 26th release. If you pre-order now, it gets you a special mission. And to be honest, from what I'm seeing, pictures and stuff, it really just looks like Sniper Elite 4. I don't know. Take what you guys want. If you really like the Sniper Elite games, good for you. But I just don't think they're my cup of tea, because they honestly just look the same game to me. And then lastly, we have Apex Legends Mobile. The pre-registration is now live. A lot of people are pissed, to be honest, because there's special skins and that are only on mobile, and supposedly there's a rumor that Legends are going to launch on mobile first before they come to PC and console, which is kind of stupid in my opinion, and I agree with a lot of the people giving them backlash for it. But if you do register, you get a special skin in game, and if 10 million people register, which I believe they're at like 8 mil right now, they will be giving you a epic Bloodhound skin on launch day. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the news this week, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's pretty eventful, to be honest, this week. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll make sure keeping you guys informed. Still working on this outro. I know it sounds fucking weird, but yeah. Like I said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the news from this week, and I will catch you all later in the next one next week. Hopefully next Friday. Yeah. Peace out, guys. Later.